Bleh, bleh. Bleh.
Bleh, I can't. I sound like I'm mute. It's just sounding pukey.
Blah. Blah.
Blah.
Yes, dude.
Blah.
I was thinking, it sounds like you're getting stabbed, but that was good.
5, 4,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Skibbity.
When I get stabbed, I sound like...
Whoop, 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 whoop. Wildly Uninteresting Podcast, episode 124.
Blah.
With the,
Nope. Try.
with the old original cast of Adam, Ian, and Sarah.
I wasn't on the first episode or 3.
It's okay.
Oh shit! I did when I was like going back to episode 4, which is gold if you're asking me, because
Yeah, that
I
shit was
don't,
funny.
I don't really ever go back and like listen fully to them. I'll check them out every now and then, but I feel like that's kind of like egotistical or like self-centered. I'm gonna go watch my podcast, you know?
Every once in a while, I'll watch an episode.
Yeah, I watch all... Yeah.
Yeah, because when I go to edit, I have to watch a vast majority of it anyways,
Yeah.
but I don't get to pay attention to like the words and stuff. And given we use the F word more than any word in the English dictionary in that episode, it's fantastic. If you haven't got a chance to watch episode 4, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
The
seriously.
dialogue is amazing.
Yeah,
but,
go back 120 episodes and watch that
But I
shit.
didn't realize, because even that episode, we only had that one little camera, the like a fake GoPro, like a cheap GoPro. And but yeah, it was awesome. But I forgot the first 2 like were run without you.
Yeah.
I just rhymed.
So
Oh, look at you.
I've realized that we could do the thing where like you just like give me the audio or whatever of it, and then I'll do like voiceover where I can interject and stuff, and then
you
do that.
should, in the recording, like the visual part, you should just take a picture and cut it out of him and just paste it in.
Yeah.
Because that's possible. It'll just be the same. We'll be moving, and he'll just be like this. No mouth movement.
He's
No
really
mouth.
hanging on every word. Hey, will you turn me down, please?
Oh, you down?
Yeah.
I can always do that.
Thanks. All right.
I think I keep looking at Sarah thinking
Yeah.
it's you.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Not like her, although, you share a lot of similarities.
Some murdies.
Simulacra.
I thought her mic it's so weird switching to left. Isn't that weird that perspective changes? Because even when we're in there, we're everything's on the left side of the table. And I got it 1, 2, 3, like clockwise. But you change that up just slightly. You on this side.
Yeah.
That's not a big change.
Yeah.
And look at
Treat
me.
it like we're in the living room.
I know. I don't know what
God.
I'm doing with life.
Jesus.
But no, welcome back to the show.
Turn my headphones down. I'm not ready for this.
Jesus.
Everything is so goddamn loud.
He already
All
asked.
right, there
and
we
he
go.
just.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I should say, we do this before the podcast.
I was just thinking
bro.
about the episode, bro.
Yeah.
I wasn't preparing for it. I was thinking about it.
Man, I was very proud of Sarah yesterday. She's not like an outdoorsy type of person. We went to go shoot yesterday, and she went adventuring. She was jacked
did.
about adventure.
Yeah.
adventure.
The pictures were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoyed those.
Because I needed to, he needed the 360 view, and so usually I just stand behind him, so I couldn't this time. I guess I could have been all up on him and just turned when he turned, but that'd be weird. So
We're going shadow mode.
So I was excited. I got to use the new phone, taking pictures and stuff. It was cool.
Yeah.
I went exploring.
Yeah, it was the first time that she actually went out. And I don't know what's going on with these murderous stink bugs, but they are fucking everywhere. I don't know what a stink bug serves a purpose as.
They stink.
What?
Oh, okay.
And
so
they
the
only
skunks. Let's get rid of the stink bugs.
They only stink when you go to like crush them. Like they have this weird. I can't even explain this much. It sucks.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Because I killed one at an apartment one time, and it was on my desk,
Yeah.
And I thought, this is probably going to be terrible. This is a stink bug, but it's like, it's fine.
Yeah,
it
it's
smells
like
weird, but
it's a
I've never
weird smell.
smelled it. My sense of smell is so sensitive. I've never understood why I cannot smell a stink bug.
maybe it's not that sensitive.
I could.
Or maybe
It
you
is.
like
Thought it
it.
was, but it's not.
There's some. Maybe we just connect on a different level. Me and stink bugs.
Yeah.
That's why I can't smell it. I have the same smell.
We're not going to release our stench with you.
Yeah.
We want you to
bugs-
remember us fondly.
Stink bugs don't typically bother me like other bugs do. Like
Yeah,
they're creepy
they don't
crawling
have
us.
like like a sting or a fucking bite or anything. They don't serve a purpose.
Which, don't get me wrong, I don't want that motherfucker to touch me, but
Yeah. No, they're still gross, but they do seem to have less like micro decoration going on.
I know.
Yeah. Kind of like
So gross.
kind of like June bugs and shit. Like I don't know. I know they serve like when they're in the soil. They serve food for like moles and
soil?
gophers and any soil, like dirt in the ground.
Okay.
You know, like
All
Earth.
soils. All soils everywhere.
The soil on the planet.
The planet.
Did you say what soils?
No, what soil?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
What soil?
So I do something brought to my attention yesterday. I have a buddy that does photography. Well, I don't think he does it much anymore.
Is it Bobby?
No, it's Mike. Oh,
he
Bobby.
does too.
I don't think he gets as stressed out, but Mike, on the other hand, he's a photographer. He does really well, right? He did the pictures for our wedding, right? And he said afterwards, because I was like down the road, I was like, "Hey, you got the pictures ready?" We weren't really pushy or anything, like most people I'm sure would be, and really picky on like what we wanted.
Most people.
I feel like a lot of people get
Far
all
too
fucked
many
up
would
about
be.
them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I literally said just take pictures.
Pictures, yeah.
I mean, I had a couple ideas, but yeah, just photograph the shit.
But
I kind of wish we had somebody taking pictures at our wedding, but I figured it'd be best if we just didn't have any pictures of it.
piece of shit. No,
Adam
You
took
got
the
like
pictures of our
4,000
wedding.
pictures.
I'll say that
what it's
what
a
he
video
always
of.
said after the fact, like doing that, he was like, I don't think that I'll ever do a wedding again. And I don't think I really do like a paid shoot or a paid whatever. He was like, because it caused all this anxiety and he was real stressed out about getting it right and all this shit. And after that video yesterday where I was like, we were outside, it was kind of new shooting in like that bright of sun.
Yeah, it sucks.
I was like, I totally get this, because his issue was the wedding, like the dark of the wedding. He was at a hard time with like flashes and getting it right. I mean, he did a perfect job, but
Yeah.
he's like me, where you over analyze your shit until it's just terrible, and then you want to just throw it away and shit. So I can get that anxiety, because I got it yesterday, and today, as I was uploading the film, I was like, fuck, dude, this is terrible. But I don't know how you combat that, I guess, because I've put things out before that I thought were like complete trash, man. And people are like, oh, that's great. You know, it looks good. But I guess to people who like study into the film and shooting.
Personally, I guess it's just the kind of thing you need to know the technical side of it,
Yeah.
and then just say, okay, well, as far as technicality goes, this is good.
Yeah.
By all metric, this is good. I don't like it. But fuck it, it's fine. People will like
Just do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or just stop
Well,
altogether.
I feel like self-critics, like that never stops.
Never.
It's not going to go away. So you just have to continue to do it and put the stuff out, because I don't believe that you'll ever stop criticizing your work, which is good. It drives you to be creative
It's like
and do
it could
things.
always be better, no matter how good it may be for
Yeah,
others.
definitely.
But all you see is the potential. It's like, well, it could be this.
Yeah.
Bitch, it's not.
Just do
Let
it.
the world have it.
Yes.
But it's like the thing I sent you. I thought like the shots were. I was like, that's great. Which honestly, I didn't really put a lot of effort into all of them, except for maybe the pour shot. I was really fucking like pouring the liquid in.
Yeah.
But as far as the other ones, it's like, oh, those look fucking fantastic by themselves. Not realizing that I changed the scene 3 times within one video that was supposed to be like indicative of that bottle being poured into that glass and be drank. So it was harsh on the eyes. And then I didn't really edit those videos that well.
Yeah.
So I was like, I get it. But
Of course, I mean, you did it super fast also.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah,
If
for
you
sure.
take the time and you were like, okay, I'm dedicating this, block of time to doing this, you were like, here, I'm just going to throw this together. It definitely could have been different.
yeah.
It could have been, I don't want to say better, because I thought it was fine. But
Yeah.
again, I don't have the eyes.
Yeah. So when
I
it
think-
comes to stuff like that, I just tell myself that it's an alternate world where sometimes physics don't matter.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like, look,
dude.
it's being poured. Oh, it's over here now.
Yes.
What's that about?
It's in the fog.
That's just that world, man.
Yeah. But it's interesting to, the hardest part is like trying to figure out stuff to shoot or do. And I think this like cross, it's in every aspect of life, right? If you want to do something and get better at it, you have to practice, right? Most people won't move on something because they're like, oh, well, the stars aren't lining up. I don't have an artist to work with. I don't have a subject to work with or whatever. But I told her, I was like, because she asked me the other day, you want to just go to the park and shoot? A day before the shoot, she asked me that. And I was like, no. I was like, I just want to chill at the house. I had some shit to do. But, dude, everything in me was like, you fucking idiot. You should have went over and, took some practice shots and just played around with bright-ass light. Because that was the issue, I feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. Look, in the future, though, now you'll know.
But without a filter and bright-ass light, you're just fucked.
Dude, it's rough. And I think even through, like, a DSLR, really, like, some of them, I'm sure the sensor would be okay without a filter. But in a DSLR, I think you would have...
Don't lie to yourself.
No, I know. And I told her, I was like, I'm trying too many things at once, too. Like, trying to learn it through that manually. And then through the phone, I need to just focus on one or the fucking the other.
No.
Other.
You're fine.
Without the other.
Just do.
Just do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess, too, like, learning on both at the same time might help you with, with one or the other. I mean, if you learn stuff on here, it might trigger something in your head, and you'd be like, oh, cool, I could do this with the phone.
Yeah, plus it might save you some time learning to where you get to a point where you're like, oh, I can do this on this, but not on this one. Okay, well, fuck this one. I'm going to stick with this.
So, yeah.
And then it'll be more natural.
Maybe if I had, like, a gimbal and stuff to keep the like the DSLR steady would be best. Because, man, there's no way... I don't care how much stabilization there is within a camera. There's no way to keep it like, those 60 frames per second pans. Yeah. You can't do that with your hands. There's no way.
No, it's not going to happen.
Unless you're a robot.
Yeah. And
you're not.
I'm not. Well, I don't know that I'm not. I'm not sentient to the fact that I'm not a robot.
Find out right here on this day.
Cat, pull his insides out.
Do it.
Me and Sarah, after last week's podcast, we brought up an interesting thought, right? And this goes on pretty much everybody, not just minorities or ethnic groups or anything like that. It's everybody.
I don't like where this is going.
Right. So we talked about it's easy for people because Lance had brought something up and then we had talked about it later. It's easy for people to say, oh, well, like people in Portland or whatever, like they're worse than people in the East End or whatever.
Right.
And or it's what it said group's fault because they have all these things around them that could help them with whatever situation they're stuck in. They just choose not to use it and all this other shit, right?
Right.
And then I watched a video, I was studying up on it, about generational trauma, right? So just like how we, natural selection, right? Just how like we develop we weed out like the weak stuff and we keep the stuff that keeps us alive and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So generational trauma works in the same way. It's like the past and with slavery and European culture, like pushing back the minorities, slave labor, all that shit.
Right.
That's passed on through generation to generation, even if the time period and the things within that time period change. So even though there's all these outlets and programs and this and that, you still have a huge group of people that like biologically can't trust the system. Like they fight against it because generational trauma.
Right.
I don't know if I explained that well enough, but I hope you get it.
Well, it sounds like it's genetic coding to not trust people.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
All right. Well, then we fix it, but we won't see the effects. So
Right. It would take too long.
yeah,
I mean, it'll
it's-
eventually work.
Yeah, it'll
but-
eventually happen, and the future will be awesome. But
Yeah.
like, hey, be nice to black people so they're not questioning authority 4 generations from now.
Right.
Oh, okay, scientists.
Oh,
I mean, it'd be good. Maybe let's do that.
Yeah.
But also, I could see where people would resist it and think it's not worth the effort. I don't care.
Yeah, and would
I'll
they?
never see it.
Yeah, that too, and that's why a lot of things in our like the time period in which we're alive, we don't see change as dramatic. I mean, like Elon shooting a fucking rocket with a car on it and shit. I mean, that kind of stuff happens.
You shot a
in real
rocket
time.
with a car?
Yeah, rocket car. But when it comes down to like things like that have to happen and evolve over time, like you'll never see the fruits of your labor, never.
Right.
But you have to I guess people with kids would worry more about that because they're like, I need my kids to have a better life.
Their kids won't have a better life either.
Maybe
Kids.
Yeah.
Oh, the kids.
Kids, yeah.
But that's also why like people are so standoffish about making changes to stop
Right.
global warming because
Right, yeah.
at this point, I mean, we're not going to see it, so I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's the same fight.
mentality. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that, but
Yeah. I'm not going to change my life for something that I'll never see.
yeah, definitely.
Exactly, dude.
And then
keep
people
running
have
amok.
the stupid mentality of like, I'm not going to try to make the world better for people. People have been dicks to me. You know.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I mean, then it ties in with the whole idea, you know, where we've argued that bullying has its place. Mm-hmm. People could argue that, oh, you know, if your life has been a struggle, it's for the better. So, you know, and in some regards, yes, and then in others, no.
I know that's the rough thing too, because it has to be. I mean, there's so many factors and all that shit. You're right, and it does play the same argument as like we're not going to do anything for global warming because we'll never see it. I'm going to get these dollars so I can go get that second yacht. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Or
Plus,
first.
Fuck all the little people.
Plus, when it comes to people that I don't know, I don't care.
Right.
So I'm thinking if I'm in a position of power, am I going to think, well, I can make more money, or I could help people?
It's a rough one.
I'm probably going to help people realistically, but
Yeah.
you know,
There's a lot of people who don't think that. though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
and the people that put themselves in the position of power, they're not thinking, I'm going to put myself in a position of power. It's all cutthroat, you know,
yeah.
so I can be nice.
Yeah. Seriously.
If I'm in
be
a
nice,
cutthroat
man.
arena, I'm taking my shit.
Well, that's why
Kiss
nobody
throat.
really trusts Bill Gates and all the stuff that he's doing, especially with agriculture and trying to take over all this land to take over agriculture because it goes 50-50 too. I guess it's with everything. People think that Bill Gates is doing these great things and that he gives back to the community. And I mean, he just bends over backwards with people. And then there's another group, and not even on the conspiracy theory side, there's another group before them that believe that he's trying to take over that so that he can control the food coming into society and then, you know, distribute it how he wants it and all that.
Right.
Which is
So-
crazy. Why would you want that to be a thing that you control? Like, what's happening up here where you're like, I want to control the food?
But then you have money forever.
He already does.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't think you ever run
But then
out,
you
right?
have money forever.
Yeah, that's. I guess it's an argument. Why would he want to do that? I believe to control that.
I know why. Oh my God. Okay, so in Blade Runner 2049, have you guys seen it? Jared Leto's character, like he's the guy that gets it to where they can make replicants again. He's like a competing company from, like in the past they had to stop because they were a little too individual, we'll say. You know,
Yeah.
they realized that, you know, and then they cut that off, and then Jared Leto's character was the guy that is essentially the Bill Gates of now. He fixed the food problem. So he's rich as fuck from that, like Monsanto style, you know?
Right.
But I mean, he fixed the world's hunger problems.
So, but he
But, you
became
know,
rich from that.
Yeah.
Right. He fixed it though.
And then he started playing God.
Oh, see, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. Well, you brought up Monsantos, right?
Right?
That's another one that's really fucking up the system. That they've always been corrupt in the fact that they are putting a copyright on certain seeds that don't replicate themselves or create seeds
and
to
that's
whatever.
where the idea of money forever comes in.
Yeah, you're not
But,
fucking kidding.
I mean, you
man.
can make the argument, yeah, they're dick bags, but they're also making it to where you don't have to worry about food ever again.
But you also,
provided you can pay for it.
It takes the power to grow your own thing. So if you're caught growing the type of plant that or food, then they can sue you.
Yeah, so don't grow their shit.
But
You'll
what
be
if those
fine.
are the only shits to grow?
Well, then humanity has really dropped the ball and deserves to bow down to Monsanto.
I think they're going to, bro. I think they're going to bow down to him. Bill Gates, it's not a him, Monsanto, whatever. That company.
No, it's
to Bill Gates.
Bill Monsanto.
Oh, okay. So it is a he.
No.
Okay, cool. No, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fucking dick.
I was hoping to hear her chuckling in the background. So.
Crickets over
Sorry.
there.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of how to word what we're talking about, so
Yeah.
I'm just
That's
writing a
okay.
long sentence instead.
Just put down characters and hope it's another language.
You can draw emojis, and then I can just guess later.
Smile, corn stalk,
Yeah, whatever the symbol for Monsantos is.
money, sun, toes, your feet.
Toes.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah,
So
man. That's
Monsantos should be like a Monsantos. You know, it's like a surfer guy from
Yeah.
Mexico or whatever.
yeah.
Yes.
I had like
Yeah.
waves and like the fucking
yeah.
like a hurricane in mind.
Oh God.
But okay, so say that those people they start controlling the food, and then they find an opportunity, which I don't think it's going to be far from now because all the droughts happening in like Colorado, California, Nevada, all this shit. They're going to start trying to control water, and as a leader, if you can control the food and water, and I would assume if you can control the gas, I mean, technically, or I guess energy, if you can control energy and its distribution.
Rape.
Like, what else is there to, I mean, you control the people. There's no way around
You
it.
control the masses, but I mean, you talk about the shit hitting the fan and things like that. So all you have to do now is buy some land, put a house on it, get some solar panels, start planting your own goddamn food. There you go. Let them run the
Yeah.
world, but you have your corner of the world that no one can fuck with.
Yeah, so the
And then set up claymores on the perimeter.
trip lines and claymores. So I guess that's the takeaway, to start learning how to survive on your own. That's why I told Sarah I wanted to print off like a bunch of survivalist like techniques from the internet, like things. I mean, just random shit. How to create gas from corn or some shit. Like, and
I'd like to know.
That is a
how to
little
do
more
that.
in depth than I was picturing.
yeah, dude, like some serious apocalypse style survival techniques, right? In everything, how to create, just keep comfortable while the world's falling apart, and then put them in a huge ass binder or a couple binders, and then keep those up in an attic somewhere or close. That way, when the power grid shuts down, the internet shuts down, distribution shuts down, you have at least something, because you're not going to be able to open your phone and go to the internet. So what are you going to do? You got to anything that's on paper.
You should have a horde of maps.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
seriously.
Oh, you definitely would need that, right?
Oh, this is from the 1720s. This isn't helpful. It's all we've got.
Yes.
Join the Walmart. We'll know.
Yeah, it's nerve wracking, but then again, I think it's also only nerve wracking because you have a vast amount of people, and like majority of conservatives, but I mean other people too that really play on that fear, and they're like, we gotta get these the Democrats out of the office.
But it's
still
it's
in
said
on
to
that.
both sides. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. It is true.
Oh, I guess so. They both play like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, self-sustained, but stop putting your faith in people.
The
and put
conservatives will
faith in you.
survive, and the liberals will be all, there are no borders. This is my food too. Nah, man.
Yep. Yep.
And that'll be cool.
I really feel like if the world got to this point, that everyone would be like, get the fuck away from my food. I can't imagine. I mean, I'm sure there'd be
Nobody's going to share.
the counterculture who's
there-
like, let's have it be
There'll be the
everybody's food,
counterculture for like the first 4 months.
Yeah.
When they get raped and murdered and we're
Yeah.
eating their corn.
but- Yeah,
Because
seriously.
we are going to rape and murder them.
Oh,
There is a
absolutely.
place-
We're coming for you.
I'm going to fucking run it through my head real quick. And I don't know. It's Lebanon. Boom. Got it.
Way down in
Kid,
Cocoa
there's
Low.
people eating their hands, bro. So, this is what
Why?
people don't understand. So
it's
once
a
hunger gets to a
country,
certain point,
or-
the country.
Take a step back. Get this out of your head and explain it to me. Who's
Yeah.
eating hands and
So
why?
that's where I'm going. So Lebanon, they have patients who are eating their hands because they are so
Do we
starved
like
and
Lebanon,
hungry.
Kentucky? Or
No,
like
Lebanon, like Beirut or
Beirut?
Beirut. There you go.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, all right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
So-
with you now.
so over
I was
there,
thinking, this
since-
is close. What the
Yeah, since the collapse of their government and since all the ammonia blew up and their port blew up, they haven't fixed none of that. They haven't brought anything in. They don't have any resources within the country, right? So they rely on all exported goods or imported goods. So that
Well, and
means
my
a
God,
lot
it's
of people
been
are
shut down because of COVID.
Yeah, and a lot of people are, I mean, freaking out. They have a lot of crime now because people are fighting over a gallon of milk or something very small. And they have patients that are coming in that have eaten their hands because they're so hungry.
Yeah.
People don't realize where your mind goes when survival comes in.
It's
Like kicks
literally
in.
do what I have to do to survive.
Yeah.
Anything is on
Yeah.
the table.
When the internet, the power grid, money don't matter, none of that.
That's why you have
Done.
kids. So you've got something to eat.
Yeah.
So you can eat the kids.
We got to get started tonight.
Come
I
here,
wonder-
Bobby, you're fat.
I wonder how many people in Lebanon has eaten their like dogs or cats or kids for that
I'd
matter.
eat my kid before I'd eat my cat. Come on, look at this.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine
I'm not eating
sitting
my
on the
cat.
couch and you've been hungry for like months, dude, and looking at your kid, but the kid turns into a ribeye steak in your mind, and you're just sitting
Absolutely.
there, ribeye steak talking,
Talking.
and you're just like drooling at the mouth. I can see that happening.
And
Yeah.
then you start blaming them for everything. And
Oh,
you know,
for sure.
you've been back talking a lot lately.
To make it make sense. You're
Yeah.
like, yeah, he deserves to be eaten.
You've got this
Uh-huh.
coming.
It's awesome.
It's just, it's so weird to think about. And that's, I went to El Nepal and waiting on food and just sitting there looking at all these people. And the majority, I would say there's like 1 or 2 kids that didn't, right? But I'm sure it wasn't far off. But every other kid that was sitting at their table with their parents were staring at these iPads and iPhones, right? Most
Yeah.
of them, a high number of them were overweight.
Right.
And they're just staring at a thing, blank face, mouth open, mouth breathing, just, and they just got done eating this terrible, well, not terrible, but it's not a home cooked healthy meal. It's from a place, I'm sure it's better than McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
But they're overweight. They're staring at the fucking thing, just scrolling or playing a game and just mouth breathing like, and the parents are doing the same thing at the fucking dinner table while they're, so we're in a bad place. Like those type of people are done. I'll eat
Good.
them first.
Yeah.
They got a lot
I
of
feel
meat
like
on.
there's going to be dead bodies laying around that you could just go and eat and be
Yeah,
fine.
but it's like hitting a deer, you only have a day or two before
That is
it
true.
goes rough. And then if you eat it, you're going to turn into a zombie.
No.
And they're,
I think that this went from survival to it's definitely a zombie apocalypse.
that's always the next reasonable step.
Yes.
Shit has hit the fan. Zombies! They're on the
Zombies.
horizon.
Motherfucking zombies.
The beautiful
Zombie.
horizon.
So,
I just, I
her
fear.
eyes.
I
Called
fear that
Astro Zombies. Now they're from space.
That's
even
right.
the pattern of where we're going as a society now is scary. But then I think about the breakdown and it's scary. And then I have like very low intelligence people that I come in contact with that will, they'll believe anything that comes across their Facebook feed, anything that comes across Instagram, Twitter, and even the news. Sometimes you got to like watch it with the news nowadays because they're just looking for views and clicks and shit. So, and you can see the amount of just like not quite there in their eyes when they're talking. You know
That
what I
makes
mean?
me comfortable about the future. It's like I'm contending with these people.
Right.
I'm
That
gonna
gets
be
me
okay.
feel
I'll
better.
be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I guess I would say with that background, I would be like, oh, I think I'll live at least a couple months before that person.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And that just makes me think that we're living in a video game that's like designed to keep me alive. Like, all right.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like with Adam on my side, I'll be good. But if
Yeah.
it was based solely on me, I think I'll be okay for a little bit. I'll learn, but
Yeah.
I won't last long. I'll be out.
Even with Adam, like 7 months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm cool
dude.
with that. For sure.
No shit.
Which, and at that point, I feel like that's a very reasonable amount of time. We're out. We're not staying around for this shit.
I know, and we always like people. I don't think dive deep enough into that, like that like the way out, right?
Yeah.
Because, and like Lance said before, like pro suicide shit. Like, if the shit gets that bad,
Yeah.
who wouldn't fucking take themselves out and hit
yeah.
reset? Because
I
you
would
might
definitely
come back.
have at least one explosive round
Yeah.
ready.
You'd have to, man, and just take. Because who wants to be like fucking raped and murdered and whatever else they do in the
I'm
apocalypse?
so mad that we're drug addicts and we can't keep just like X amount of heroin in the house for that purpose. But
hide
if
it
it was
in
in
the
the house,
backyard or
we'd
something.
eventually do. We'd be like, this day sucked. Do you want to do these drugs?
I thought today was all right, but yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I've been waiting for you to ask.
Definitely. It
I
probably
did
wouldn't
half
take
of
much.
them already, though.
Yeah, no shit. That's exactly
Damn
what
it.
would happen.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But
I
look,
think
the
we're
only
okay,
people
though.
who wouldn't would be the extremely like religious people, and they'd be the ones left repopulating the world, and we'd be right back in the same situation like tens of thousands of millions of
Yeah.
years later.
But maybe if it was all sprouted from the religious people, maybe it would all be the same religion, and then everybody would get along.
Yeah.
Finally.
Or there would be evidence of the same people of the same religion, like slaughtering each other, and then future generations would be like, oh, no, religion's dumb.
Yes.
And then they get rid of it, and we have a science community, and then the astro zombies teach us how to make UFOs.
Ooh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, but they're powered on brains, so
Yeah.
we can't get that far
Damn.
because there's like 100 people left.
I was watching 60 Minutes because I finished Teen Mom and had nothing to watch. It's all gone. And so I was like, I'll watch 60 Minutes. And I saw the clip of the UFO or the UAP stuff like online, but I actually watched it in the 60-minute show. And it's really surprising that was a topic of conversation on 60 Minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it when you watch it, or when I watch it online anyway, it's taken out of context. It's not quite the same.
Yeah.
But no, that shit was on 60 Minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Someone researched and reported on that. It's
Hell yeah.
awesome.
They even interviewed the guys that locked the target when they got that, and that's what's interesting is the amount of disclosure and the fact that not only do we not know what it is, but other countries have not taken credit for it, which
Right.
they would.
Yeah, for sure.
You
I
know,
don't know.
maybe.
Well, I guess if it's like,
Yeah, it depends on what country it is.
if it's that high tech, say it's,
It was super high
I
tech.
feel like it's certainly,
If another country has it, they're just gonna sit back
yeah.
in comfort of their dominance, and they're
Yeah.
like, "This is our world now,
You know,
bitch."
We're freaking out.
This shit's definitely China's. If it's actually a country's,
Yeah.
it's China's. Otherwise, it is aliens.
I've also thought that, well, it might be the Germans too,
yeah.
because you know,
Yeah.
Germans.
Yeah.
But
you know.
the fact that the government calls them UAPs,
Yeah.
it's like, well, yeah, you could go the route where they're trying to destigmatize it,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, this is a real thing to consider, or they call them UAPs because they're not referring to UFOs, which people commonly accept as alien ships. So they're like, yes, we'll acknowledge this. We don't know what it is. It's a UAP. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, maybe it's aliens. And they're like, no,
Nuh-uh.
this is just something different.
Yeah. Those
fun.
exist too. That's what they're doing. They're saying
Yeah.
aliens are real, but there's
Right.
also some government shit out there that's legit.
I think that's highly plausible, if you ask me. But I
Yeah.
think too, though, they use UAP because of all the stigma and all the movies that have been made about these UFOs coming down to kill us and eat our brains out and all this shit, right? So they're like, we can't call them UFOs, people.
Yeah.
We have to call them something these people won't freak the fuck out about.
Cause hysteria.
Yeah. 'Cause
Amongst women.
Yeah, commoners, you know, the people who don't care about aliens, they hear UAP and they're just like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh,
Whatever.
whatever. Do you hear static?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's,
okay, cool.
It's
Okay.
yeah. One of the phones play into the thing when it's searching for a signal. That's what you hear.
Okay, cool.
If you were wondering. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just the stigma behind UFO that kills it. But
Yeah.
that guy was saying, he was like, man, it has the one that was flying over the water that they caught. I believe either that or desert is great. Fucking scale video. It was terrible.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
the water though.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
And they were like,
was that the one that ended up going into the water?
Into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
and they were like, oh, it had rotation while it was moving, and it had like a field around it or shit. I'm like, there's no, like nobody has that technology right now. And let's face it, China is very developed, right? I agree with that, but they're also crumbling because all the bills are coming out due, and
All the bills.
yeah, I mean, they produced and they built and all this shit, but their people are fighting against them. They're protesting the 669 or 996, whatever the mentality is for work. 996. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
9 to 9, 6 days a week,
Oh.
and they're killing themselves because of it.
I got you.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have a lot. Oh, and there's a lot of developers that had these workers. I mean, they went into the high rise and was like going to fucking behead this guy. It looked like. Maybe they were just going to beat him up a little bit.
Beat 'em up.
I'm not going to say they were.
Fight, but I swear.
They look like they were out for blood, man, because the dude didn't pay none of the people, like none of them. And then they're going to go flop on the debt. They're going to flop on it because it didn't sell like they thought it was going to. And they didn't give nothing to the people that did it. I was like, oh my God, I would kill a guy too.
Yeah.
Or a girl, whoever it was.
I'd be murdering.
At least break their legs.
And murder them. Take all the money out of their pocket.
Give me that money.
So it's mine now.
I got a question for
I got
you.
paid, everybody.
Yeah.
And they kill you.
I got a question for you. So we were having a conversation with a friend that was going through some things the other day. And here's I'm not even going to say it. Do you believe that an 11-year-old, let's say 11-year-old, 10, 11-year-old, right?
Right.
Has the ability to understand what all the what is it, the pronouns, what all the transgender, what all the things that are going, gender, identity, all that stuff. Do you think that within that time, think back when you were like 10 or 11, do you think they have the ability to know for sure that that's something that they want to be a part of? Let's just say they say they're transgender, right?
Okay.
I'll just stick with that one, right? They say they're transgender, but the other part of the story is the fact that they have like friends around them that like say the shit, and then the person wasn't before, but then was like, oh, now I am. But then hops and says about the pronoun stuff and stuff like that. So they're kind of like, it seems like they're doing it for the group and to be accepted. But do you feel like a 10 or 11-year-old can understand those concepts fully? Is what I think I'm getting at, maybe.
Not fully. I mean, I'd say there are some smart ones that can, but I'd say more than anything, it's just a remembering of definition.
Yeah.
And so it's more like cataloging, recall, like if you want to take a test, they could tell you all the stuff, but I doubt that they understand like the real meat of it.
Right. Yeah. I can agree with that. I really think like if you're talking to your kids about that, certainly they could get the concept of was a girl is now a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty basic. But in this instance, the issues, they're saying they're transgender, but they're a girl and they're still a girl. You're not transgendered. Like you're just saying it to fit in.
Yeah. You want to transition eventually. You're just not currently. But I think I don't know. What I'm getting at, though, is that is a very, very strange age. I can think back when I was 10, 11, and trying to fit in with the friends at school and trying to be a part of a group and find an identity and stuff. And then when you hit 13, it's like, nothing makes sense.
I really think that if you are different than, you're run-of-the-mill, you're not what you were born as, I feel like you definitely know something's off. But do you know what it is? No. That's where all that self-exploration comes from. Of, am I gay? Am I straight? Am I transgender?
Maybe it's just a nice little starting point for them.
Yeah.
Because maybe there is just I don't know, a generational change of things.
Yeah.
I mean, who's to say?
Yeah.
I know, man.
I'd like to give them the benefit and say, oh yeah, there is just this whole new thing where people are coming out and they feel this way, and it's like, but I don't know, I don't feel.
I don't know, man.
But I do know that it's like, oh yeah, chicks, man, want to bang chicks,
right? And
so maybe they're just like, yeah, I'm whatever I am, and I'm gonna be this, and I'm gonna bang that.
Yeah. Well, I guess so. Yeah. Like what you are biologically, because you're the only person that can tell what's going on in yourself.
You just might not have the definitions for it.
Yeah,
but, there are some people, like you see them on TikTok and shit, and they're like the bottom of the barrel, like stupid. They're like, it's a girl, and she's like, I'm a lesbian with a boyfriend, And, it's like, no, maybe you're too stupid and shouldn't, But at the same time, it could just be their way of questioning authority and, like, pushing the envelope with people.
Oh,
'Cause,
yeah.
People of our generation were just like, all right, well, we got through the gangster rap phase.
Yeah.
Nothing really matters.
That's what I was telling her. I was like, back then, we had, like, straight, and then there was, like, gay. And it was very easy to explain both
And there
of
were
those.
trannies.
I don't remember that when I was younger. As far as,
really?
like, the trannies. Like, I mean,
Oh,
I know
I
that
do.
it was a thing, but not widely talked about like straight and gay was.
Yeah, it's definitely not talked about. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
like
no.
my family brought up
Rocky
gay.
Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah. It's like everybody knows that.
right.
And it was like, all right, that's a subsect or whatever of people, and they're out there. But we call them trannies and we mock them.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, I'm out here. I'm a transvestite, but I don't even know if they accept that term.
I
think
actually don't
so.
know. I mean,
I think transvestite is
I don't
a
care.
technical term for sure.
Saying
Yeah.
transvestite is being polite.
Yeah. What? But
Miss
that's what
transvestites.
I only say that
I'd
because
accept
like
that.
my family would worry about those two things, like straight or gay. That's pretty much. It was simple, I guess, right? People in my family
On the
was
surface.
like, yeah,
definitely.
right. But you knew, like, okay, well, if you think that guys are attractive, then you're probably gay. Or if you think about like fucking a guy, you're probably gay. But
Or at least bi.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say because that gets muddy. But now you think about like adding transgender, then all the pronouns, and then all the, identifications and shit. Like, how is it? I don't think I could have understood all of that and then try to like focus on school and the stuff going on in my family and all that shit. All that, like, that'd be crazy I couldn't make a decision one way or another. And they say that every male goes through a small phase between 12 and 18, somewhere in
Yeah,
between
they're
there,
just curious.
that they are curious. And I think for most people that's true.
Yeah.
So it doesn't technically mean that you're one way or another, you're just finding out.
Self-exploration.
Yeah. But why, I think, like, giving that into elementary schools because they have, like, transgender coming in to talk and, what are they? The fucking drag queens.
Oh, I
And
got you.
come to read this small children like that. That's where it's kind of like, how are they supposed to understand all of this and make a decision and develop as a normal kid?
I don't think
or
though
whatever?
that you really need to have a full understanding. The point is just to get this like counterculture, to use that word again, but that's what it is. Into
Out
the
there.
mainstream. Yeah. So it's not just gay and straight because everything else has always existed.
Like
It's
here.
just if you
Something else to think about.
yeah, like if
Yeah.
you weren't part of the group, you probably didn't know about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That way there's like the familiarity of the idea,
Yeah.
and maybe it'll cause a little less anxiety in people.
Well, and
Nice.
yeah, definitely. So people can be more accepting. So these people who are just people like everybody else can be accepted as, your friend or
Yeah.
the governor
Imagine
or
if
whatever.
Imagine if, and I know for like science, like for that situation, for science and like medical purposes, right? You have male and female, and they only like set those apart because the male biology or biologically speaking, male and female are very different, right? So just for science. But on the other side, in just regular life, if we were just like putting no names on nothing, no
Jesus
female, no
Christ.
male, no transgender, no gay, no nothing, you're just a human
Human.
doing human things. And we're weird creatures, so we'll do absolutely everything. So if
Right.
you can think it up, we'll do it.
Yeah.
But I don't think society would ever get to a place where they're just like, oh, we're all just human.
No, that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Plus, it would get rid of a lot of my annoyance with it all.
Yeah.
I don't care what you are. Don't
Yeah.
be a dick about your definition.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. Yeah, for sure. All right, cool.
As
I'm
soon
glad
as
I
you
got that
step,
thought
you're
out.
getting shut down.
Shut them down.
Yeah, and it's not
Shut 'em
because
down.
you're an elf polygamist or whatever you want to be. It's because
Elf
you're a dick.
polygamous. Where'd you pull that one out of?
I don't know.
Elf polygamous.
It's awesome.
It
Awesome.
was just there.
I want
Damn
to be
it,
an
I don't know how
elf
that popped
polygamist.
out.
I'm too
One day
big
I'd
to
like
be an
to.
elf.
I like to shrink myself down and
I'm
walk
too
around in your
big.
brain, see what's going
Be
on
a
in there.
grand elf. What's going in there?
Granddaddy
me,
elf.
like as a miniature microscopic being inside of your brain, and just see what's like floating around there. You know, if I could see everything not as it is, but as a depiction of what it is.
Yeah, like pictures of like
Yeah.
music strewn about and a bunch of David Lynch movies. And,
It'd be
Yeah,
that.
dude.
I've had Return of the Fly stuck in my head. That song, you know.
Yeah.
Return of Fly. It doesn't go away.
I've had Chance the Rapper. We don't do the same drugs no more.
That's
I
a hard
can't get
one.
it out of my head.
I think it's
been there
made
for a
that
week.
way
Hell yeah.
because of the chord progression, the simplicity, the melody, all that is. I mean, you can't not have it in your head.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to. That's why they make those like show tunes. I still remember show tunes that I grew up with when I was like 7 and shit.
Yeah.
It's because they make them that way. They
Hell
fucking
yeah.
know.
Well, that's, I guess it was last weekend we were going somewhere, so we were in the car. Well, and actually he was singing it at home before we ever left. And then when I got in the car, I was like, I have to listen to the song now. And it's been there ever since. It's been a full week where it's like the only song I can think of. I even listened to
sucks.
music. Well, you came in, there's music playing. Been listening to it all morning, trying to get it out of my head. Nope. I can't think of one song I listened to earlier.
God.
That's all I've got.
Just blank.
Yep.
Yeah.
Except
that.
Chance.
Chance.
Blank and Chance the Rapper.
I have to pee.
Wow.
Oh, don't do it.
Man,
Pee on
isn't
yourself.
that cool?
I mean, it's like gonna fall out of me.
Just
All right, you
take
guys keep
this,
it alive.
Take this under the table and just
Yee.
flop
I'm not
it
gonna
out.
take it under the table.
I do that. I do that at work. I would take a bottle. I keep empty bottles in the truck,
Yeah.
and just because we're always out and about, and usually like these the grocery store or not grocery store, convenience stores.
Yeah.
They'll close their bathroom until like 9 or 10 in the morning because like crackheads will get in there. I only say crackhead. That's a blanket term.
Yeah, for drug addicts.
Yeah.
I get that.
But yeah, they'll go in there and I guess they do their thing and some of them fall out and shit. And they've had times where they can't open the door and they can't find the key and all this. So they lock them. So I carry these bottles, and when I really, really have to pee, because I have to pee a lot, that's what I do. I just piss in the bottle and then that. And especially when I'm on a job, you know.
Have you noticed since you've been not drinking energy drinks, have you been peeing less? Probably not because you've been
No.
drinking water more.
Yeah, I've been like down in water.
Yeah.
But I've noticed as far as like when I'm sleeping with my like mouth open and stuff, and I've noticed a lot of things, but these are big ones. When I'm sleeping with my mouth open, or if I'm sweating during the day, I notice that like my mouth don't get dry as
really?
fast. Yeah, because I'm not so like dehydrated. This shit dehydrates you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it's crazy that the doctor, you know, figured I was using it to cover up issues. I'm like, damn, dude, you hit me where it hurt.
It was on full blast the whole time.
You got replaced.
It's just like splashing like a waterfall. Man, some of those pisses felt great. That's just like sneezing really hard or taking a nice hefty shit.
Yeah.
All three of those things feel absolutely amazing.
They're so good.
I've done a lot of drugs, and sometimes those pees
Dude,
and shits and
sneezing
sneezes.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and
They
every
give you
time
that.
I pee, that's how it feels. It's like I have so much pee in my body. If I don't pee right now, I'm gonna explode. And it always feels great.
Most of mine aren't like that.
I always just wait until, you know, I can't handle it anymore. Mainly because I'm lazy and I just don't want to get up.
Yeah. Getting up is stupid.
It is stupid.
Oh, it's so stupid.
Oh, so stupid. Come
All
here, girl.
right, man. Welcome to the podcast, Kitty Cat.
She's been here. She's just
Oh, I know,
been
but now she's
chilling.
like in the
Look
arena.
at this cat here.
To
Look at the
which-
cat saying something.
Come here, girlfriend.
So,
Hey, she smells like my cat's face.
Aw, you got a little kitty.
so have you worked on anything creative in the last week or two? I know you've been working on all that music.
Not really. Music stuff. I just been thinking about vacation.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, dude.
Yeah.
When you set a vacation, why is it so hard not to think about getting the fuck away from here?
Yeah, I'm excited.
What is that?
I don't know. Because getting the fuck away from here is awesome.
Yeah.
It's so good. I can't wait to lay on the beach.
Because you and I have talked about it before, where like you have to like do something, because if you didn't do something, yeah, life would get boring and monotonous, blah blah blah. So I know that plays into how much a vacation is like warranted. Like you need that in your life to like balance shit out. Wish there were more of them, but So me saying something like, maybe we should make our lives like a vacation. So instead of all this breaking your back to work, just make it a vacation. Live as a beach bum.
I would love to do that.
Or a Colorado bum.
Yeah,
mountain
it'd
bum.
be cool, but
Mountain bum.
you know, even that would get old. It's like, oh, I want that. I can't have that because I don't have a job. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I guess better get a job. And then you gotta put together a resume with your sandcastle computer.
Sandcastle computer.
It's awesome.
That's a little hard.
Like, I couldn't make you a resume because it's made of sand. So I'll just speak it to you. One day I'll buy a computer and I'll make a resume and give it to you.
That's the most baffling thing, except for like sociopaths and people that really don't think like normal up here. You know what I mean? That they say that the majority of people, once they reach a goal, like the goal it's not satisfying whatsoever. The dopamine that you get from trying to achieve the goal is much greater than when you actually get it and you're there, and it just doesn't feel like anything. You know what I mean? I forgot who we were watching talking about. They finally got a Grammy, and they were like, it was something I could put on the wall. It made no difference. I could up my pay a little bit, but really it did nothing for my career. It did nothing for my internal and my mental. He's like, it didn't do shit.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a little statue.
Yeah, but imagine if he hadn't won it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, somebody else beat me. Now I'm sad.
Yeah, you'd be fucking sad,
Yeah,
right?
it wouldn't be, oh, I lost. I don't care. I lost.
Yeah.
I've been losing.
That's what
I stay lost.
Yes, and then it would turn into a thing where you're like trying to build yourself up.
Yeah.
And then you win it. You're like, oh, it didn't help me at all. Yeah,
I'm
the
still
fuck it didn't,
depressed.
bitch.
Like, well, and I can't imagine that anyone thinks it's going to help them. Who
think
thinks
a lot of
winning an
people do.
award really? That seems crazy to me.
And that's just like a depiction of that mindset. Like, I think the goal is I think the money is what I need. I think the bigger house is what I need. Then you get it, and it's
I
fun
feel
for a
the
little
same.
bit. Yeah, but you
Well,
generally feel the same.
So I
inside.
think people are just either being dishonest about how they feel, or they're not thinking about it deeply enough. Because I come over here and I think, it's just another Sunday. I don't feel it. It's not like, ooh, great,
Right.
But if I didn't do it, I'd be like, oh, I missed that.
Yeah,
If you didn't win that award, I'd be like, oh, I wish I had won that.
for sure.
So to say that
Yeah.
it does nothing for your mental is just being cocky or stupid.
Right.
I don't even need this award. Get it out of here.
Get it outta here.
Okay, give it the fuck back, prick.
Like an asshole.
Yeah, we're revoking your award because you're a cock.
That'd be
Damn.
awesome.
Yeah,
Have they ever revoked awards?
not that I'm aware
Kanye tried to do it to Taylor Swift that one time,
Yeah.
but that's the only person I
Didn't
know.
he do that twice?
of. I'm gonna let you
I hope.
finish.
I think both
Yeah.
times he wanted Beyonce to have that shit, right?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Uh,
Oh, Kanye.
You're right though, because there's been times where I'm like, man, I just really would like to skip a week for the podcast, and the minute I send the text or you text back and be like, that's cool, like I feel like I'm like, well, damn, now I'm gonna miss it, and then I get to a point where I'm like, well, what the fuck why did I take it off? What am I doing anyway?
Yeah,
Well,
what am I
and-
doing now?
That
Yeah.
anticipation of, oh, I have to do this is terrible. But once you're actually doing it, unless it's an
yeah.
awful thing, I mean, then it's
Like sucking
fine.
a dick.
Yeah.
That would suck.
It is terrible. But once
Yeah.
you're done, it's just like
I feel
whatever.
better.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you're in it. You're like, whatever.
When we were going to do the video for Jasper yesterday, I had nothing in me. I wanted to sit here and move pictures from my phone to the computer. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And once we got there, I had a great time. But it was the
Yeah.
act of leaving the house, which is usually my
Transitions
problem.
that are terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And
really
if you
terrible.
didn't go, you'd probably, but you wouldn't know. Like, that's the thing. You got to think deeply enough about it, I guess. And those people who are trying to achieve these great goals have to think deeply. Like, do I just do I need to constantly be in the process instead of like, I don't know, constantly I guess that's why people make it and then their shit starts to suck because they're out of that process. They made it technically, especially higher up.
It's hard to make an emotional album about being rich and comfortable.
Yes, I'm so awesome.
Yeah.
I don't
Well, look-
understand how they bring it. How would you bring emotion back?
You would have poor people write your songs.
Have someone kill your brother.
Yeah.
I'd be sad. I still wouldn't be able to write if you were dead. I would just
No,
be
then
really
you just
sad.
go on a hunt.
I think, and I only say this because, off his dick. Apparently,
J. Cole.
yeah, he moved back to where he was.
He's awesome,
He
though.
was like raised back to Fayetteville. And he moved back for that purpose. He was like, the grass wasn't greener on the other side, and it took away all the artistry of it. And I was just making music to please people.
Right.
So you go back to that. I mean, you have more money and stuff, but you go back to that mindset where you were. And when that album came out, 2014, fucking Forest Hill Drive, like some of that shit.
Yeah.
You get what
Oh,
I'm
it's
talking about.
definitely different. Like going to mom and dad's house, it feels different than being at home. So I can
Put yourself in a certain state of mind long enough,
Yeah,
it'll come back.
definitely.
That's
It's not the same, but
yeah.
I guess it's a concept of like method acting to put yourself in the deepest, like, if you're on a dark thing or happy or whatever, trying to get into that space.
I really feel like if I were to be an actor, I would have to. It would have to be method acting. I'd have to follow someone around that's just like the role, or I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah. Or if you're playing, like, say, because I always think about when method acting is Heath Ledger and what?
Joker.
No.
Black Knight or Dark Knight.
No, Candy.
Oh, Candy. Yeah.
Where he went and actually did drugs and got semi-addicted to heroin just for the role.
Because he didn't even know how good that shit was.
Yeah, just for the role, bro. And then when he played it, when I look back at it now and going through all the drug addict shit we went through, he nails it, dude. Like, he nails the emotion, like what you go through, what your partner goes through, and what a relationship. I mean, dude, nails it. But it's because he put himself in that situation and felt that emotion. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't know.
It's good.
I guess it's how
He's
you
got
keep the
skills.
dream alive. Do heroin. No. That's not the.
That's only some dreams. If that's your dream, yes.
Yes.
That'll help keep it alive.
It's about the only
shit.
thing that'll keep it alive. Pretty girl.
Oh, we got another cat on the show.
I don't have enough dreams that I remember, and it irritates me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The other day I had a dream I had a mullet.
That's awesome.
That was kind of cool.
Oh, you should grow one,
That
bro.
makes me
was-
happy.
It's acceptable at this point. I said you should grow one, man. It's acceptable at this point.
Yeah, that's kind of why I don't want one now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never remember my dream. Well, not never. I rarely remember my dreams. When I do, I've got a note thing in my phone where I wake up and I type it out so I can remember it. But
Hell yeah.
usually I don't remember anything.
Damn it.
I know. It's
I remember a
upsetting.
lot of mine, but I hate the nights that I hate, man, is when you wake up and you don't, like, you just went to sleep, blackness, wake up, and there was nothing in between. You don't remember shit. I hate that because I feel like I wasted time.
That's my everyday.
Yeah, I
hate
love
Or
that.
every
that.
night.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, dreams are cool, but yeah, to have that where it's just like, all right, no time has passed and now I'm awake.
Do you all ever, because this happens to me a lot, I feel my brain twitch is the only way I can explain what it feels like. And because last night I could hear it. It was wild. I could hear, it was like, I could hear that shit. And it happens all the time. I can feel my brain twitch.
Like during the dream or actually awake?
I was in that kind of in-between period. I
Oh.
was falling asleep, but still conscious of being in the bed and all that stuff.
Yep. Well, when I'm dipping down
I
into
don't think I've had that. That's weird.
It is weird. It feels very odd.
when I'm dipping into astral projection, like when you're going on that descent, it's hard to explain, but I know I can understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because like everything becomes hyper aware, like when I did it on the couch the other night, and then I thought like this fucking car was gonna come through the front of the house. I thought somebody was robbing us out of that because everything was so hyper. Like the cars going by sounded like high voltage electricity, like shooting through my brain and shit. And the buzz within your body, that's just like normal processes that people don't really notice because
they're
they're
unaware.
asleep. Yeah. So I think it's a part of that, you being hyper aware and you can feel the brain doing its thing within the body.
I always wondered, the other thing that I thought of was, because I have app on my phone, Migraine Buddy, so when I have headaches, I track them and the symptoms and everything. And one of the symptoms that you can choose is it has something to do with your brain moving. It's the words. It's not what's actually happening. And I wonder if it's because I have chronic headaches. Is that just part of
probably.
my head? I wonder what that actual term is that it says. Maybe it's twitchy
Twitch brain.
Twitch brain.
Yeah.
Something like that.
They don't
Yeah,
want
I
to put
can
it
see
too
that.
far out there into the.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause we're like, twitchy brain. What the?
I mean, it does happen. It happens when I'm awake too, where I can feel my brain twitch. Is what it feels like. I'm sure it's not what's actually occurring,
That
but
probably has something to do with the headaches, because people that have migraines as well see auras within their visual field.
for sure.
So, and that's something that's happening. Like, it's not real. I mean, it's happening within your visual
up
field,
here.
but yeah, it's your mind creates that. So
Interesting.
I would think that it's probably good that.
What are your thoughts, Ian?
I don't have any.
You want to eat?
I like eating.
We're having chicken salad, and I also really wanted a Caesar salad, so
Yeah.
we have Caesar salad.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool, man.
Yes.
Well, that was another episode of Wildly Uninteresting.
We
Podcast.
started.
What happened?
No, we were just waiting for you to push record.
No, dude. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, do all those things. For real, if you just share with a buddy of yours that likes to watch podcasts, that'd be dope.
Yes.
You don't have to do anything else but that. Just give
Yeah.
us a shout out or do something.
Yeah.
Stop being so lazy.
Yeah.
Quit being so selfish.
Selfish laziness.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Selfish laziness.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm Adam. That's Ian.
I'm
that's Sarah. And we enjoyed this.
And I don't
more
matter.
than you can imagine.
Sarah don't matter at all.
Skippity
Sure
bum
off the
bum.
planet.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Wildly Uninteresting Podcast, episode 1, 2, 5.
You never say the number.